Warriors. I was just thumbing through a catalog of toys that I received in my mailbox today. And I thought, oh, this is interesting because I haven't seen a catalog of toys in a very long time because we live in a digital world, a virtual world. So everything is online. And so I thought, let me just look through this quickly. And I was pleasantly surprised in seeing so many old fashioned toys from Monopoly games, Scrabble, all kinds of Mr. Potato Head, really very, very basic toys. And then there it was. As I got to the doll section, I saw a doll called Monster High for ages 4 and up. And Monster High is a devilish kind of monster girl doll who comes in a carrying case that is a coffin. And I said to myself, this is more of the normalization of evil, heaviness, scaring of our children, just getting them used to this idea. And it's called the Gore case, her carrying case. So remember, we all had Barbies and we had carrying cases. This is a coffin. Now, can you imagine giving a child, a 4-year-old, a carrying case for a doll that's a coffin, and the doll's a little monster? It's called Monster High. So I'm here to tell you there is nothing sacred. We must each and every day be on the lookout for all of these messages that are woven into the fabric of everyday life. I want to remind everybody that next month on Netflix is the return of Big Mouth, that animation that depicts 12 and 13-year-olds in sexual situations using foul language. And this is supposed to be funny. Now, remember, they try to say at these streamers, these networks, oh, these are for adults. But you know, wherever there's an animation, the kids are going to find it. Kids are drawn to animation. The next one I want to remind you about is Little Demon, and that is on the streamer FXX, which is owned by the Disney company. That is a horror story. That depicts a 13-year-old girl, Chrissy, who is the illegitimate daughter of Satan. And how Satan is a nice guy who lives in the neighborhood and wears a sweater, and he's everybody's friend. But you see how this normalization is all over. We have to realize all of this. We have to be realistic. We have to realize we live in a new world. I don't want to hear about actually how we grew up, how it used to be 5 years ago, because all of this sort of evil being woven into society, everyday life for the kids, when I go back and look, it's been going on for a couple of decades strongly now. I'm noticing. What do? We can't just keep talking about it. We can't keep reacting, which is what I see all around me. We have to take action. And that action is becoming a warrior in your own home and within your own community. Now, what does that mean? That means you as the parent or as the grandparent or as the caregiver it is imperative that you know what your children are watching, whether it's online, whether it's on the television, whether it's on any device. You have to be aware. You no doubtly pay for these devices and the internet. Therefore, you have to be aware. It is your duty to know what the kids are looking at, because as I sit here, I guarantee you, this is where all of this thinking is being pushed at the kids, these agendas, this evil, even something as innocent as seemingly innocent as a doll called Monster High being pushed at 4-year-olds plus to be carried around in a coffin case. Just think about that. Most 4-year-olds don't even have a concept of what death is, right? So we've got programming, we've got toys, we've got the education system. I am tired, I have to be honest with you, of all this attention, whether forced propaganda or not, about these drag queens. Let us take the focus back. Let us focus on getting our children educated, and that means basic reading, writing, and arithmetic. And let us not give these drag queens any attention. You know, I'm no prude, having had a career for 4 decades in the entertainment business, but too much emphasis, I believe, is being put on a lot of this. If we ignore, a lot of it'll go away. Remember, these are pushed agendas. Remember, really can't believe 98% of what you read online or see on television or you read in a newspaper. However, that being said, it is a good idea for protesting if you do have these drag queen library hours in your community or they're being brought into your schools. You have every right to protest and say no more. When we have somebody sitting in Congress, and I won't go into depth saying when he is asked the question, can men have babies? And the answer is yes. Well, you know right now what you have to do. You have to step up in your own home and in your community and take care of your own children. And I want to remind everybody, we need to have family digital partnerships. It is we sit down with all family members and we come up with a creative plan. Now, whether you start this conversation over dinner, you're eating together, you are driving in the car somewhere, you are doing laundry, you actually have a meeting and sit down at your table, do it. We must come up with ways that the kids feel they're part of it. They've developed this plan with us and it is inclusive for them, right? We don't want the kids, they automatically feel like it's us versus them. We want a full family partnership and just create a couple of rules. You know, what games are you playing? Are you talking to strangers or friends? Let's talk about the harms caused. Now, warriors, while I'm sitting here for the last couple of minutes telling you all of this, we know in excess of 600 child sexual abuse material, CSAM images have been sent and reported, I should say reported, to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in Alexandria, Virginia. That is 600 images plus of child sexual abuse material. So you can see how wherever the kids are, so are the predators. So it's up to each and every one of you to take action. Get grandma involved, get Uncle Sal involved, get everybody involved, because it's not just you dictating to your child. It is coming up with a partnership. We need to create more family partnerships and we need communication. I know it sounds very basic, but that's it. Because no matter where I go on a daily basis, when I mention any of these facts about predators online, predators in the community, nobody seems to know what I'm really talking about. So it's up to you. And it's up to you to follow lynswarriors.org for breaking information, news, and take actions. And I want to leave you with one thing. We cannot do this alone. We need all of you to become warriors. There are 3 different child protection acts in Congress right now that need the public's help. You will find those at lynswarriors.org. The Kids Online Safety Act. You will find the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and the Earn It Act. All of these are designed right now to protect our kids online. What we need is for all of you, go to my toolkit under news and events at lynswarriors.org. It tells you step by step, there's only about 4 steps to contact your House members, Senate members, and just urge them. Pass Kids Online Safety Act, pass Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, pass Earn It Act, because names and numbers count, and we need all of you. These are our precious children. And stay tuned, I'll have more information coming shortly for our warrior workshops, which will be traveling not only in my home state of New York, but throughout the country, educating you as parents, grandparents, and concerned citizens, and your kids. We're going to come together and we're going to have workshops and we're going to talk openly, realistically, and honestly. And we are going to beat the predators because we are the warriors.